Okay, let's have a quick review. This is number 5. The previous one talks about moving to the end distributor, publishing from digital to physical, community center libraries. That's really the core, the hub, the nucleus. We want to emphasize the libraries from those. This is a vision for what can come forth from that, and why you'd want to have a library is you have homework clinics in the latchkey hour, mid-afternoon to early evening, where the kids can go do the homework. I'll go there early and do homework. It could be associated with the library, with the school, with other things we'll talk about later. So both K to 12 kids as well as college students having a homework clinic, so they do well in their academics. Leadership development clinics, so that adults can learn about leadership, all things about leadership, community development, business, school. I mean, how do you become really good as a Boy Scout leader, or as a den mother, or as a leader of our public speaking, or goal setting, or fundraising, or you want to take on a cause about adopting orphans, or picking up the trash in the neighborhood and keeping your neighborhood clean, or lighting, or whatever. There's all kinds of community causes which need leadership, and here's a place where they could learn the leadership kinds of things. People could come in there, but the library would have it could work together. This is kind of non-formal education, or informal, I guess you'd call it. And then, but I do want to hold a standard of continuing education units. It's good. Someone could come and teach me about cooking, basic cooking, or could teach about how to use a camera or software package. And that's good. And maybe or music teacher, something like that, teach me piano or Photoshop or something like that, and that's great. But how do I know that they're really good before I hire them, before I invest my time, energy, money into their world? Well, there's a thing called continuing education units. There's an organization, bump over here, that is, I just went blank. This right here. They're the ones who certify people to offer those things. And some people have to have continuing education credits to maintain their licensure, whether counselors or doctors or nurses, and that's important. We want to serve those. But also, I just see this as a flexible way for people to keep learning. And we have an online and an offline version, classroom, correspondence. There was one, I saw a Christian counseling magazine, because they knew that their subscribers have to get their credits, and so they have an article, and they have like a mail-in something where you can. I didn't want to be clear about it. But I'll get that link later. But through correspondence, through using the mail, they earn their credit to maintain their licensure. This could happen at those community library meeting rooms, hotel meeting rooms, corporate training centers. Correspondence, like I said, by mail, community college, church can use fellowship hall, Sunday school class, main sanctuary. One of the things that troubles me deeply is you see a church, medium-sized or large church, it's hardly used at all during the week. That meeting room's just sitting there, just vacant. That's crazy. And sometimes they have some meetings in the evenings, but it's used a lot, for example, Sunday mornings, but little the rest of the week. So bring in, serve the community, be there, be of service. And you could offer it out at a rental basis. People have weddings in their churches and there's a rate. You charge them so much dollars to have a wedding, and so much be prices for each different service addition of that. I don't think churches do it purely on a donation basis. So you have outside people coming to do seminars, do workshops, as long as within some kind of criteria. We want them to teach about, I don't know, making bombs or something like that. But so the option is for there to be a certificate. There are continuing education units, like you can get. I've taken courses at community college. I've taken courses, and there's courses here. These two that I point to, internetseminary.org and christiancourses.com. They offer, and this is a beauty, if these are online courses, they offer, if I take it I can take it by myself, self-directed, for free, no charge. If I want to take it and get credit, then I have to pay some kind of a fee. If I want to take it with a group of people going through it together and a teacher, there's another fee. You got to pay the teacher, for gosh sakes. there's all different levels with the same core material. That's where we're going. That's the new wave of adult education. And like I want to indicate, adult education will be ongoing from now on forever and ever because technology keeps changing. In other words, if you think back on where software was 5 or 10 years ago, or cell phones, or mobile apps, or computer software you need to use at work, or those kinds of things, in order, if you're going to get a job, and one guy that says he must, well, they require for him to be pretty, at least mediocre in the use of Excel software. You have to have certain word processing gifts, and that will continue to change and improve and shift. And again, as we have more competition overseas from India and China and elsewhere, they're going to do the same kind of work for much less money. So we need to really keep up with software for at least. And some people want to learn more about audio video recording, which we'll get into more later, for their own teachings and to serve others. Then what are the basics of videography? Not just like to learn to become a videographer for weddings, but to videotape your own lessons, which I'll get into. And another thing I want to say here is I want to indicate that this is, I think, a viable, flexible career path for seminary students and graduates, for any adults, to choose a micro niche, a group of people you want to serve. And what I don't have here, I guess I could put is, I guess it'd be under inputs. It would be down here as, let me pause this. Okay, well, I paused it and collected some links there. I've been saying this for a lot of years. These are some of the main ones that I recommend for going to learn about starting your own business online. I think it's a viable thing for seminary students, graduates, any adults, people laid off, young people seeking careers, teaching. It's where it's at, and but I want them to aim again for continuing education credits. I'm gonna stop there before I go on to the next